It's a quiet and pleasant afternoon, and Roderick the rat is whiling away the time with a little reading. The hamster is engaged in perhaps his second favourite occupation, washing. Roddy is coming to the end of the chapter, and he gradually becomes aware of Hammy's activity.
Oh, what's the big clean-up for, my friend? You seem to be awfully busy over there, don't you?
Well, it's just in case any of our friends drop in, Roderick. But you never know, they might.
But are we expecting them? I didn't think we were.
Well, no, but it would be very nice if they did come.
Well, my goodness, Hammy, why don't we have a party?
Oh, Roddy, what a wonderful idea. When?
Why, we'll send out the invitations right away.
Oh, Roddy, can I help? The rat throws down his book and briskly walks over towards the typewriter, and he asks the hamster whom he'd like to invite. Well, all our friends, Roddy. Everyone who'll fit into the house, that is. Roderick stops to think how he'll word the invitation. Can I type, Roddy? The rat tries to explain to his friend the difficulties involved in using the machine, and that it requires a certain amount of skill. The rat is truly amazed at the way Hammy tackles the job. So Hammy gets to work, and Roddy is pleased because he isn't very keen on typing. With a vim and a vigour known only to hamsters, he pounds away at the keyboard, and the invitations roll out at an incredible rate. Meantime, the rat begins to sign the invitations that his friend is typing. The hamster sits back to admire his work, justly proud. But eventually there are simply no more invitations to type, and many other things have to be done. So he sets about doing them with a vengeance. Roderick sets out with the invitations to the postbox. He considers taking the boat, but then decides that it's a very fine day and it would be nice to walk through the woods. He hasn't gone far when he's stopped by a familiar sound.
Good morning, Hornets. Would you care to join us in a party this evening? We'd be delighted to come, Mr. Rat. But we're throwing a little swarm of our own tonight. Thank you very much. I quite understand. Better luck next time.
He asks the flowers, and they reply that they'd love to come, but they really hate traveling. The bee is working so hard and buzzing so loudly that he doesn't even hear the rat calling him.
I say, we're throwing a party.
We workers don't have very much time for that kind of thing, Roderick. But we'd be glad to supply the honey, if that's any help. Then suddenly he stops and feels embarrassed. I hear that you and Hammy are giving a party, Mr. Rat.
Well, yes, and we'd like to have you, dear, only...
Only you know that I'd never be able to get through your front door. Well, that's all right, Roddy. I understand. There's a tang in the air that makes the trip seem very short, and soon Roderick finds himself at the hollow stump which is used as a postbox by the animals of the riverbank. He posts the invitations and then dashes back to help Hammy prepare for the party. In the kitchen, the hamster's having a fine time. Everything you can think of is on the table, waiting its turn to be mixed into the cake.
I see things are well underway, my friend. Anything I can do to help?
The hamster replies that he'd like to do it all by himself, thank you, but that Roderick is welcome to watch if he likes. So the rat has a grandstand seat for the greatest demonstration of cake baking ever seen along the riverbank. Roddy is fascinated.
Hammy, are you sure you need so much flour? Why, the last time Hammy, really, please, my friend, please do control yourself, really.
Oh, Roddy, it's all so exciting. I just get carried away.
Now, what have you got in mind,
Well, I've used everything but the kitchen sink, and I thought that just for good measure we might try that. The rat explains that this is just an expression and suggests that the mixture is quite well seasoned without it. In fact, it looks quite ready for the oven, and so Hammy rewards himself by licking not only the bowl, but his own paws as well. The tantalizing smells that come from the oven set Hammy's nose twitching.
I think it's about time, my friend, yes?
Before Roderick has finished speaking, the hamster has the oven door open and is sniffing away at the contents.
Well, bring it out and we'll see what kind of a cook you are, old boy.
Hammy needs no urging. He's into the cake as though he hasn't eaten for days.
Hammy, I thought the cake was for the party.
Oh, yes, Roddy, but forgive me, I just had to taste it. The next task is a very discouraging one. The little room is in such a mess. Oh, my, Roddy, we'll never get all this cleaned up in time for the party. The rat assures his friend that there's no such word as never and begins to scrub the floor. The hamster struggles with the broom and manages to clear up most of the debris quite quickly. Roddy, I've always wanted to dust. May I please dust the room? Roderick's only too willing, so Hammy begins to dust, and the dust fairly flies. There, how's that? What could I do next?
Well, you might try scrubbing the floor.
Hammy explains to his friend that he's an expert in scrubbing floors, and Roderick can rest for a bit while he carries on. But things don't work out exactly as he planned. Oh, I'm sorry, Roddy. I think I overestimated my own strength. Roderick gets on with the final part of the job, the decoration of the room. The hamster watches with interest. Can I help, Roddy?
No, my friend, it's just a matter of getting the right bit of paper in the right place. I think I can manage, yes. Now let's see.
Roddy, do be careful, it's awfully high.
Now don't worry.
Roddy, please don't fall.
Mr. Hamster, shut up.
Roddy, oh! The rat is very much ashamed of himself for all his overconfidence.
You all right, my friend?
Oh, I'm fine, Roddy, but I hope you didn't get hurt. Roderick assures Hammy that the only damage has been to his pride, and that if nothing else, he's learned a great lesson from the accident, and he hopes that Hammy has too. Hammy tells Roderick that he's always learning great lessons from him, and for this reason watches him very closely at all times, whereupon the rat resolves to be much more careful in the future about falling off ladders and other things. After mutually consoling one another, the two friends begin all over again, and Hammy rushes around doing everything possible to help. Roddy gets things together, and he helps to complete the decorations. Eventually, the room takes shape. Food for the banquet is laid out on the table with every conceivable kind of thing to eat, and brightly burning candles give the little home just the right atmosphere for the party. The hamster and the rat congratulate each other on a highly successful day's work and sit down to await their guests.